So what actually changed with overseas manufacturing? From the 70s and to the 90s onward, globalization produced a specific shift among wealthy men at the top of systems. Globalization means, well, where's the nation state boundary? That's masculinity. Okay, how is dad or the business owner going to go make sure everything's working properly? It's in a different country. Now I got to rely on all kinds of other people. He's not doing it himself. See, so power became abstract. Finance, logistics, contracts. A lot of BDSM contracts have been popular since the 90s. Okay, there was even the whole movie about that. Labor became distant, other countries, other bodies, not direct supervision. Somewhere else, someone else do it. I'm at home collecting the paycheck. Men are healthy when they have healthy work. Risk was externalized. Physical danger, injury, pollution all happened in a whole other country. Oh, we're just keeping our people safe. But what about all those jobs that the young men did? I've learned that men reduce their cortisol the most by chopping wood. So how is sitting a man in a cubicle helping him have healthy levels of testosterone? I'll argue it's not, and it's on purpose. This is the same pattern we've been calling disembodied masculinity, where the person isn't embodying their masculinity, they're giving it away and sitting on the couch and, counting their money. Then they got a lot of time for multiple women, addictions, all kind of gambling, all kinds of other stuff, right? All kind of time. So this is what happens when we put money in convenience before health and well-being. Because health and well-being for a man is manufacturing's here. I go down and make sure it's going well. I'm there all the time. I have work every day. My dad, he retired at 60, but he couldn't stop working because he's a man. Men need healthy work. They just do. So, women, if a woman wants to reduce her cortisol and have healthy feminine hormones, she walks and does gentle yoga. She doesn't chop wood, okay? Men and women are different, right? But this all came about in the 70s, 80s, and 90s when there was like the social constructionist movement where, men and women aren't different. I just have an innie and a womb and he just has an outie and testicles. We're not different. He can just, lift a lot more weight than I can. He can withstand 25% more heat than I can. But, we're not different. Like his bone structures are far more, are far stronger than mine. His muscles are stronger than mine. His hips are closer together than mine. So he can carry weight vertically. Women aren't designed to carry weight because that's why we have wide hips. That's why in the military, women get hurt more. So disembodiment and power increases addictive risk. Not grounded in work, lots of free time, lots of money, convenience. From psychology and addiction science, risk factors for compulsive sexual behavior include high stress, low emotional intimacy. Well, I would say having my manufacturing in a different country like China, when it's a communist country and there could be problems, could be high stress. And you say low intimacy it's very far away. That's not an intimate, it's a very distant locale for my business. Power without accountability. It's hard to have accountability when part of your business is in a communist country and you don't have full control over it. How can you be fully accountable to your business when you don't have full control because it's a communist country? I don't know. Okay? Novel seeking, poor nervous system regulation, lack of embodied meaning. These are structural features of elite globalized power, not personal moral failures. This is what happens when we globalize, and this is what we're saying, poor nervous system regulation. That's when people are constantly talking about their fear, guilt, and shame because their nervous system is calibrated for fear, guilt, and shame. And a lot of Europeans, like I brought up the EU, and they lost half of their GDP, a lot of fear, guilt, and shame over colonialism. America too. A lot of fear, guilt, and shame over colonialism. I would say that's another driver for overseas manufacturing. Oh, well, we took all their money we got to help them out. So we did it out of shame and not out of health and well-being.